Hello there once again. I'm Jake. This is my collection, and welcome to my possibly growing insanity. Um, I know I've already covered like comedies or whatever; they're quotable. Um, so here's some more. Um, I mean, they're all, as far as I remember when I picked this up like 2 seconds ago. Because thank you, short-term memory. Um, Most of these everybody should know. Maybe a few that are either old or most people won't remember. Anyway, start off with the what? All right, that doing anything for you? Fletch. Look at that, shiny. Look, his face changes. Fletch is a great movie. With Chevy Chase is a reporter. He's on the beach, trying to cover a story about a heroin addict and the people on the beach and like how they live. He's just trying to do in-depth reporting by like getting into the situations and whatnot. And then this random dude says, "Hey, come to my house, and by the way, I want you to murder me. I'm gonna die. So I'll leave the door unlocked. That's cool. Don't wake me up. Just shoot me in the head and walk on out, and you get the money." And he's like, "Oh, okay, sure, no problem," because they thinks he's a heroin addict and it's just some beach bum. And turns out, no, I'm an investigative reporter, and no, that's not gonna work. He's also running away from his ex-wife and Rent and a bunch of other stuff. Fletch is a fantastic movie, along with the sequel, Fletch Lives, where he goes down to Louisiana, I believe. Yeah, Louisiana, and also has the guy from Blazing Saddles. He's one of I guess the caretaker of the plantation. There's a bunch of rich people. To be honest, it's been a long time since I've actually watched this one, but I remember really liking it. The reason I picked this up because it's literally next to this one on my shelf, and it's a good sequel. Is it better than the first one? No, but it's Chevy Chase before Chevy Chase really got kind of annoying in parts. Sorry, shift. Hey, look, beer. Fun with Dick and Jane. Yes, it's a remake. The original one is, to me, just as funny. Um, but this one, my favorite scene is when he's already got beat up. His mouth is all messed up. She's trying to, like she's getting in like injections. I think it's before he gets deported or whatever. And he goes around stealing pieces of other people's lawns, just going over, stabbing, and taking the grass out of the ground, and then patching his lawn up. It's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. Um, they're a married couple. They are trying to do better in their lives. He gets screwed over by his boss, which I believe was it's the good Alec Baldwin. I say good Alec Baldwin because he's out of all the Baldwin brothers, he's probably the best. You had Steven, David, Billy. They're all good in their own right. But near the end, they decided they were going to rob a bank and somehow try to figure out how to get back at what has been done to them. If you haven't seen this, probably have. Fun with Dick and Jane. It's a Jim Carrey movie. It's also got the wonderful Taya Leone in it. Watch that. This is 4 movies that I personally absolutely enjoy. Police Academy. It's kind of hard to read from there. Police Academy 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have 5 and 6, which I think the last one was Mission to Moscow. It's okay. The first 4 are probably, if you ever had to watch these, the absolute cream of the crop. The first one is ridiculously hilarious, especially the weird blowjob scene where he thinks Steve is the one who gave him BJ, but it's not. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch this film. My personal favorite is 3. 3 and 4 are probably my favorites. Um, Probably 3 to be honest, because like it's kind of like Revenge of the Nerds. I like 1 and I like the third one. You know, I like. Is it the third one? I think it's the third one. The one where they like the original class has to teach the new guys. I find that concept always funny. And in Police Academy, they nail it. I mean, you got Bobcat Goldthwait, you got Hightower, you got a bunch of extremely wacky characters. I mean, Michael Winslow. I wanted to be like Michael Winslow, like as a kid. So, Police Academy. You like funny movies? You like cop movies? You're probably not going to like this as a straight up cop movie, but it does have some good flair to it. Um, it's a wacky comedy up there with Airplane, but more serious than Airplane, which is a little weird. Men Who Stare at Goats. I've never read the book that is based on. I kind of want to because this is fascinating. The stuff about like the Jedi, Star Wars program, and then all that actually being real is fascinating. I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea, but seeing this translates well into a movie. This movie is hilarious. In the first scene, a guy stands up and says, "I'm going to go into the next room," and just barrels right into the wall. He thinks he's going to run through the wall. He runs into the wall, and it's hilarious. Also, George Clooney's like, "You never exploded clouds with your mind?" And he starts exploding clouds with his mind, or at least he thinks he does. Cloud bursting. And then he runs into the only rock, and possibly Iraq. I forget where it was from, where it's actually based in. It's in the desert. They basically all look the same. Borders are irrelevant anywhere. But then Ewan McGregor's in it. They, at the end, get all doped up with acid. And then more crazy stuff happens. So Star Wars, in reality, George Clooney staring at a goat till it dies, feeling bad about it. Jeff Daniels basically making I think it was Jeff Daniels, right? Yep. The dude himself. Getting everybody doped up on acid. Kevin Spacey. And, it's... If you need more than that, Wikipedia. Or IMDb. That's usually the best place for everything. Another 2 movies. My personal favorite is the top one, Grosse Point Blank. John Cusack could talk to a paper bag and I would watch it. Excuse me. John Cusack, Minnie Driver, Alan Arkin, and Dan Aykroyd. Yes, I'm reading from the top of that because I forgot. I know it's Dan Aykroyd. He's the other hitman. And John Cusack has got to go back to his hometown. It's several years later, and the only reason he's going back there is 1, for a job, and 2, because they have a high school reunion, which is, I think, a pretty good premise. I mean, it's been done many times before. I've also seen Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, possibly too many times. The other one, High Fidelity. He's a total asshole in this, but it, again, has Jack Black in it, which I never paid attention to until much later in life. I was like, oh yeah, no, I don't know, some fat guy. He's great in this. John Cusack's great in this. For what the story told, it's better than the book, in my opinion. By Nick Hornsby, I believe. Anyway, Grosse Point Blank, my personal favorite of it, especially when he goes back to his hometown and finds out that his home that he grew up in is now a convenience store, and then it gets blown up by a terrorist who he has to like gun down, and people are trying to kill him the whole movie, and he's trying to hide the fact that he's a hitman, and it's good. It's a fun ride. Another fun ride, Grandma's Boy. It's a Happy Madison production, but And it doesn't have Adam Sandler in it, which is a bit strange, but it has all of his friends in it. And it has, oh Lord, what's her name? Not Shirley Knight, Shirley Jones, and Doris Roberts. I never remember her name. The mom from Everybody Loves Raymond, which was, you know, a pretty decent show. I have one season of it, but Grandma's Boy is better. It's funny. It's got weed. It's got, you know, all of the video game stuff, which I really like to play the video game. If you like, you know, bongs and video games, watch Grandma's Boy. If you haven't, that's a shame. If you have, watch it again. It's just a good time. It also has a monkey in it who can do kung fu or karate. Good Burger. See, there's a segue for no reason. It's not a segue. That's also a thing on a bridge. Good Burger. Another movie I've watched way too many times. I used to watch this back when Prime Star was a thing. My grandma ordered it for me for the all day thing, and I literally watched it all day. I watched it, I know, 7 times in a row that day alone, and then later on that night. I was a huge fan of Kenan and Kel. I loved the bits and all that, which was, you know, the kids' SNL show that Nickelodeon produced. A lot of the characters from that have gone on to do amazing things. Some of them not so amazing. Amanda Bynes apparently went crazy, but, you know, growing up with it, yeah, of course I had a crush on the crazy woman. But Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? This is the fun movie. My dad took me to see it in theaters too. It's Good Burger. It's Kenan and Kel and a restaurant. Do you need more than that? Do you need a plot synopsis for Good Burger? I mean, sure, there's Good Burger that he works at. You know, Kenan's the new guy. Kel's the dreadlock idiot. And across the street is Mondo Burger. And they're trying not to get taken down, so they have to figure out what the hell's Mondo Burger's doing and what's their secrets. It's a weird movie, but so is this one. At one point, they get trapped. They get sent to an insane asylum with George Clinton. I thought that was hilarious, especially once I figured out who George Clinton was. Mars Attacks. Again, why am I finding more Jack Black movies? Anyway, Jack Black's in this. And so is a litany of people. I guess litany is a word for that. Anyway, who cares? It's Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening. I'm still not sure who that is. Pierce Brosnan and Danny DeVito. If you ever wanted, if you ever got kind of annoyed by Pierce Brosnan being the more suave version of James Bond, and you want to see him weirdly, you know, kind of disembodied, yeah, he's Without a Head. And also, I think it's not Sarah Michelle Gellar. The hell is her name? Sarah Jessica Parker. It's the other 3-name person I can never remember. Sex and the City. It's a Tim Burton movie. It's a strange movie. Mars Attacks is a wonderful movie, though. I've never seen it. Watch Mars Attacks. What are you, monsters? Hot Tub Time Machine. This movie's good. The sequel, it's not good. I saw it. It's not, and just because it has no John Cusack in it doesn't annoy me. It's just not a good movie. It goes too far on the extreme of what can we make, you feel awkward about? And I'm like, all right, I don't need a whole visualization of gay sex or whatever. You're gay. I don't care. It's cool. Put it wherever you feel comfortable. Yeah. Hot Tub Time Machine. This movie is fantastic. It works in a time loop, in a time loop way, but Um, not a time loop, but like they travel through time in in a hot tub. I mean, come on, it's straight. It's got John Cusack, Rob Corddry, Craig Robinson, who's fantastic. They also steal everything that they know about the future and make it their own. Do I think that's right? No. Um, do I think it's fine for a movie like this? Sure. I don't care. Rip off the Black Eyed Peas. That's fine. What are they going to do? Sue you? It's the past. They haven't written it yet. Um, Parts of it are okay. I mean, the drug stuff was crazy, but it was also very underplayed, which is fine. Um, the part where Rob Corddry is like trying to fight his, the bully from back in the day, and then like he starts playing Enrique Iglesias basically in his head, and then he gets punched in the face. That's great. Um, Again, they steal things from the past from the future to bring into their past, and then trying to change their lives for the better, because it does suck. But Back to the Future is better, obviously. Um, but if we're going down the rabbit hole of weird things and kind of a niche idea, I mean, Hot Tub Time Machine, it really only works on that angle. I mean, you could put them in like anything else, but somebody wrote down, "Oh, Hot Tub Time Machine." It's like Back to the Future. It was originally like a refrigerator, but you can't do that because stupid kids would get trapped in a fucking refrigerator, and they didn't want the litigation. But I guess you could fix that with duct tape. With Duct Tape Forever, the Red Green movie. I love Red Green. I love Red Green the original. I love the new Red Green. Steve Smith is fantastic. He's also, I think, still has the YouTube channel or whatever. And I don't know what Patrick McKenna's up to. I haven't seen him in a while. He is in a few episodes of Stargate, which I thought was great. Stargate SG-1. He's in a couple episodes. He's his wonderful dorky self. I love the cast of characters in the Red Green Show, the recurring themes. This one is the movie where they have to somebody comes in, says, "Hey, we're gonna buy Possum Lodge and asbestos and all that, and we're gonna shut you down and get rid of you and put up a shop, parking lot or whatever." So they have to go "Hey, no, you ain't doing that." So they decide to enter themselves into a duct tape contest where they make this giant goose out of crap they have in the yard and duct tape, because let's face it, these guys have duct tape everywhere. If you can't fix it with duct tape, well, that's on you. If you haven't ever watched Red Green, it's a Canadian show from back in the day, like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. That's when I saw it, because it used to come on late at night on PBS, and I would just be up on Saturdays and whatever, because it was, you had the Red Green Show, Mr. Bean, who I did not know only had a very limited number of episodes, which I thought were much longer. But then again, I used to think, Cheetos were huge. And then Waiting for God would come on, and what was the other, there was a few other, oh yeah, Keeping Up Appearances, with classic British comedies, because nobody else in my family would have watched them, but I'm awake on a Saturday, and what are you gonna do? Anyway, quick recap of all the things like I do. Red Green Show, Hot Tub Time Machine, Mars Attacks, Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, Can I Take Your Order? It's a kid's movie, but it's also great as an adult. Also, I used to smoke a lot of weed. Grandma's Boy. There's a segue. That's an actual segue. Grosse Point Blank. I just like that movie. High Fidelity. I could see it, not see it. It's fine. Grosse Point Blank. I enjoyed that movie. It's an action movie, and it's a comedy. wheelhouse. The Man Who Stared at Goats. Again, if you've never heard or seen this movie, this goddamn movie's crazy, but it's very fun. The first Police Academy 4s. Sure, I said that right. Fun with Dick and Jane. Or basically anything with Jim Carrey in it. I mean, Truman Show, The Mask, Liar, Liar. Oh, Liar, Liar, so good. And then Fletch Lives and Fletch. I absolutely love those movies. Now I have to put all these back. Well, anyway, there's a quick rundown and a stream of consciousness and insanity. I'm Jake. This is my collection. Keep your stick on the ice. We're on this together. Later.